fans, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams Reacts. Today, we are going to take a look at the trailer for The Invisible Man 2020.
I didn't know this existed until you sent me a text going, you want to do the thing? And I'm like, what?
Honestly, neither did I. The only reason I know that this exists is because Leigh Whannell was tweeting about it earlier today. At the time of this recording, it is the same day that the trailer went up. So Leigh Whannell, for those of you who don't know, he was the writer of the original Saw film, and he, along with James Wan, they worked together on Saw, and they also worked together on the Insidious franchise.
So this has a varied pedigree, depending on what you like in your horror movies.
Well, for better or worse, whether or not you like their films, James Wan and Leigh Whannell have been instrumental in basically cultivating the modern horror landscape, or at least the horror landscape in the 2010s. Because Saw came out, and then Insidious came out legit like 2011, I believe was the year that one came out. And Leigh Whannell has been involved in every one of the Insidious films, either as a director or a writer, or in the case of all four of them, an actor. I got the opportunity to interview him one time.
Oh.
He is a delight. That being said, I did not know this was in production until today.
Part of me is like, was this going to be in the Dark Universe and then they set it free? Was this never going to
be free?
Like, well, this is
Griffin, run! The Dark Universe is gone! Run, Griffin,
like, this
run!
is DOA, so DOA and not the right movie for necromancy.
Well,
that's Frankenstein.
Here's the thing when it comes to a debate about that. The, copyright law being what it is, who knows if anything will ever enter the public domain again, but The Invisible Man...
As we all stare at Disney.
The Invisible Man is firmly within the public domain. Literally anyone can do whatever they want with him. Which, it's been a minute since I've read the book.
The last time we had an Invisible Man movie, wasn't it Hollow Man?
He was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No, like a focused movie, though.
Yes, it was Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon.
Really bad movie. Really good song.
I really liked that movie. It's not... although, granted, I've never actually seen it uncut. I've only ever watched the TV versions, because that's just what happened to be on when I was a teenager. That being said...
When you need to put on programming, don't want to blow the money in, hey, Hollow Man's on sale.
That being said, I think if I were to rewatch it, I'd be like, oh, this is problematic as shit.
Well, yeah, he stalks a woman, for starters.
You've never seen that movie, have you?
It's been a very long time.
It is problematic as shit. Anyway, before we go too deep into that, we didn't even introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Megan. This is
Hi, I'm Katie.
Anyway, we want to talk about The Invisible Man. So before we get too far into that, because again, Leigh Whannell is a very different type of horror writer and director. He also wrote this one kind of like dark action movie earlier this year that I have not seen. But people really seem to like, and I wish I could remember it off the top of my head.
I was going to say, called?
I don't remember off the top of my head because I missed it. Anyway, let's take a look at The Invisible Man trailer for 2020. Click. That was a delayed click.
All right, what do you got?
As the attorney representing Adrian's trust, I'm required to read a prepared statement.
Oh, she's great.
Cecilia, although our relationship was far from perfect, I thought that you would talk to me rather than run away.
Are you okay?
Oh dear.
What happened to him?
He cut his wrist. Per his final wishes, you're getting $5 million. Contingent, of course, on the fine print.
He can't be ruled to be mentally incompetent.
This doesn't seem like The Invisible Man at all.
Adrian wouldn't kill himself.
Listen, you're getting your freedom back, okay? Don't let him haunt you.
Hello?
Ooh. Oh, that's creepy.
I'm scared. sociopath, completely in control of everything.
Oh, this is gonna be some fucking Paranormal Activity shit. I kind of dig it.
And I wouldn't be able to see him.
You okay?
Someone's sitting in that chair. I found something that can prove what I'm experiencing. You need help. Adrian is dead. I went to his house today. He's not dead.
I have a pile of ashes in a box that would disagree with you.
He has figured out a way to be invisible.
This is
Anything
cool.
more brilliant than inventing something that makes you invisible is coming up with the perfect way to torture you, even in death. Adrian's true genius was how he got in people's heads.
Don't come any closer. Hey!
I'm not crazy. Please listen to me.
You're saying the person trying to kill you is
Oh
in
my
the room
gosh.
right now.
Oh!
Sam?
He's listening. Where are you? Where are you? Show yourself. Come on. There you are.
Get him. That looks like a lot of fun.
Okay.
Elizabeth Moss, who's in Handmaid's Tale, and she was also in the movie Us. And we saw this on IMDb beforehand, but Dallas Hodge, who was in Turn, which we both really, really liked,
Yeah.
is in this movie too. That's exciting. I kind of like reframing, because the story of The Invisible Man, it's very much about, obviously, a guy who gets caught up in scientific discovery at the cost of literally everything around him. It does not matter. He
A lot of old-timey horror and horror-ish stories are like, science! Oh shit.
Oh yeah, and no, even within the framework of the story, Griffin is a dick.
Oh yeah.
But I do think it's interesting framing it from a woman's point of view, because I don't know, I think there were some complaints on Twitter about this trailer showing too much, and the whole reason Leigh Whannell was tweeting about it was no it doesn't, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that.
But I kind of like this because it kind of looks like it's framing her dilemma from the perspective of somebody who's being gaslit.
Oh yeah.
Which
It's actually happening, and we know that because it's called The Invisible Man.
yeah.
But
everybody's
it's
like,
so
"Oh, you're
insane
crazy."
and far-fetched, and it's and starting with, you get $5 million, provided that you are not proven mentally incompetent. And I'm like, is there a time limit on this? Or is this just ever? Because that definitely, you fake your death, you do this, you do that, and then, hey, you just get to torture her because you're fucking terrible. She tried to leave you, and you get the ultimate revenge.
I don't know about you, but the last breakup I had, I didn't feel the need to turn myself invisible so I could be a specter to torment my ex. That's a terrible thing. You're a bad person.
Again, he's a sociopath. He had to be in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And, I think the word you're looking for is abusive relationships.
Yeah.
Especially with the shattering the glass on the car window and trying to, no. But if he fakes his death, no one's looking for him.
Yeah, you're concerned, huh, kitty cat? What I also really like about this is Leigh Whannell, writer-director. James Wan was the one that directed the first two Insidious films. However, obviously Leigh Whannell worked with him on those, and you work on a series of movies that's really, really good about subtle scares and doing stuff in the background and training your audience by doing those things to search the entire frame for what's going to happen next, where's the ghost standing in the corner, one of the best, creepiest moments from the first Insidious film is this little ghost boy that's just facing a wall in a long, tracking shot of this woman while she's walking through her house, walks right by him. She doesn't even notice him. And the camera doesn't linger on him. It's literally just you blink and you miss it, he's there.
It's a Haunting of Hill House ghost.
Yes. Before Haunting of Hill House was on Netflix.
Well, yeah.
So I dig those types of scares. So I love, I kind of love this feminist perspective of the Invisible Man paired with Paranormal Activity-esque cinematography of like, let's see all this creepy stuff we can do while all this normal stuff is going on in the foreground.
I'll be interested to see, honestly, how it goes. Like, how they wind up portraying things and how it ends. Like, that's going to be a big part of it, I think. Especially since they're telling a story of abuse and gaslighting from the woman's perspective. Like, how do you end this? Because on the one hand, horror movies are absolutely familiar with fuck all y'all, we're gonna kill everyone. And it's not unheard of in the genre. On the other hand, we still don't get a hell of a lot of movies with a well-executed woman's perspective and actual well-rounded female characters. And I know that the whole strong female character thing is like a fucking joke at this point, but we don't get stories like this told like this very often. And so what they choose to do with the landing might be a make or break depending on what else they do with the story, because this is a very, I hesitate to say it's fraught, but it's a premise that requires a lot of discussion and there are going to be a lot of people who do not see this movie because it hits way too close to home. For some people, this is going to be PTSD, the movie, and they will not see it. And I love you very much. I believe you and I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's execution is going to be everything on this. Both as a horror movie and keeping up that Blumhouse pedigree, and as a story of abuse.
Yeah. And Leigh Whannell, again, I'm a big fan. And, if you look at, again, the first Saw and the first Insidious movies, those movies had downer endings. But then you look at something like Insidious 3 and Insidious 4, the endings get kind of schmaltzy. And even though those are cute, like, kind of heartwarming endings, like, it's interesting looking at this particular writer and being like, wow, when you want to do a dark ending, you do a dark ending. Like, I think there are very few horror movies that have an ending as infamous as Game Over. And, but then, like, it's also the same guy where there are multiple movies that he's written where Ghost Mom comes in to save the day with the power of love. So I will also be very interested in, tonally speaking, where this one ends up landing. That being said, just from a purely aesthetic standpoint, in terms of the cinematography, I'm looking forward to this. I love searching the frame for creepy stuff, so I'm excited.
Have fun.
You're like, bye!
That's how this always works.
Yeah, pretty much. Any final thoughts?
No. I think I said everything I was gonna say.
Yeah, long story short, there are a lot of movies, particularly with adaptations of The Invisible Man, where they tend to talk about delicate subject matter. So even if you decide to be curious and to go check out Hollow Man, just, again, trigger warning for anybody who does decide to do that. So anyway,
it's almost like, you know what, no, I'm not going there.
Yeah, but that being said, I'm looking forward to this. I'm interested in seeing what sort of commentary it
Winter has opinions.
She clearly does.
Do you have opinions? Okay.
I'm interested in seeing what this movie has to say, and I'm interested in seeing how it goes about shooting those very, very scary, very real world fears. So I'm excited. Leigh, don't let me down. Katie, where can people go if they want to find you?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reactions to non-spoopy things, that's the non-spoopy channel.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. That's all I have to say for right now.
About your podcast.
I do a podcast called No Love Lost. We are also on Rooster Team Radio. There was recently a new episode of Welcome to Vale. Check out Ruby Redux. All that fun stuff. A lot of good times ahead. I kind of want to watch this again. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all next time. How does that song go again?
I'll always know where you are, you'll never know where I am. You got me sneaking around like the invisible man. Going once, going twice, 3 times, fuck this,